Hey everyone, this is Lalo already from Abstrakt Music Lab, and today I'm really happy to show you one of the presets that I recreated recently. It was a request in one of my previous videos, and today I'm really happy to show you the bass line, the bass tab from Cassian's track Lafayette, and it sounds like this. If you listen to the original one, remake, sounds pretty close. I'm really happy with how this was designed. As usual, you can grab the preset here in the description below. And if you like the video, please consider supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee. You can also find the link here in the description below. But enough about talking, let's go to the sound design. Let's initialize this preset and start with the sound design. So starting with the preset, we're gonna activate oscillator A and oscillator B. We're gonna put the oscillator B, we're gonna flip it 50%. And basically this is gonna cancel oscillator A, because we're doing kind of a phase cancellation over here. But we're gonna pick oscillator B and put it 1 octave down. And we're also gonna pick level and put it to 100%. And for oscillator B, we're gonna put the level to 85%, and it sounds like this. Still sounds like a saw, and what we want is more of a pluck. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna pick envelope 1. Attack, we're gonna put it to 68 milliseconds. We're gonna pick the decay and put it to 780 milliseconds. Sustain to -23 dB. We're gonna pick the release and put it to 550. And we're also gonna pick these handles over here, put it this one a little bit down and this one a little bit up. You can see it has more of a plucky feeling to it, but we're also gonna use and activate the filter. We're gonna put it to MG low 24. And we're gonna activate oscillator A and oscillator B, cut off around 49 Hertz. We're gonna pick the resonance, put it to 3%, the fat to 40%. And we're also gonna modulate this with envelope 1 in 50, 48. You can see it sounds pretty far from what we want, and now we're going to the effects section where all the magic is going to happen. I'm going to start with the distortion. Stomp box drive to around 80%. And we're also modulating this with envelope 1. We're going to pick the filter, put it here. And also going to pick the cutoff, put it around 40 Hertz. MG low 12. We're going to pick envelope 1 and modulate in 50 again over here. But still missing a little bit of attack, still missing a little bit of cutoff in the attack. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate envelope 2. We're gonna put it to 68 milliseconds again. Decay to 1.14 and the sustain all the way down. And we're gonna modulate the cutoff again with this one. Also, we have to put the handles, this one down as well. But now we're gonna only do 14 in the modulation. You can see it has a little bit more of cutoff in the attack. Has a little bit more of a wow. Still pretty far from what we want, but the next effects will start to shape the sound to how we want. We're gonna pick a compressor, put it in multiband. We're gonna pick the threshold, put it to 13 dB, minus 13 dB. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna pick the high handle, gonna put it to 48%, the mid to 78%, and the low to 70%. And we're also gonna pick the mix and put it to 51%. You can see it sounds a bit closer. And now what we're gonna do, we're gonna activate hyper dimension. We're gonna put the hyper to 14, 15%. The dimension, we're gonna decrease the size and increase the mix to 63%. You can see it has a little bit more of a sound, but the real sound will come here from the EQ. We're gonna start this and do this in 2 phases. So frequencies, the first frequency at 108 Hertz and the second frequency at 127 Hertz. We're gonna pick the Q of both and put it to 40. And we're gonna select a bell for this one and a high shelf for this one. And now we're gonna increase in 5.5 over here. Can see it has a little bit more in the low region. And also 14 over here. You can tell there's a pretty big difference between both of them. And now lastly, what we're only gonna do is pick the reverb and put it here, the decay to around 6.5, the low cut to around 40%, the high cut all the way up, the spin all the way down, and there you have it. But this one is still a little bit too subby. What we're gonna do, we're gonna use an EQ outside of Serum. We're gonna pick here and put the EQ. We're gonna do a low cut around 110. We're gonna do a bell curve around 225, 1.4 dB, and another one at 2800 hertz of 1.1 dB. Now, so you can listen to how it sounds like. When you compare, pretty damn close. I know it's not exactly the same, but I'm really happy with this one. If you liked it, you can also grab it here in the description below. And I really appreciate your support here on Buy Me a Coffee, also here in the description below. And as usual, if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you loved it, hit the subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos from Abstrakt. And again, I hope to see you next week in the next Abstrakt video. Ciao.